Flags, songs, drama, and glitter. If it's Eurovision, we've got it covered. This is Put It Away! Hello, dear Eurovision listeners, and welcome to another episode of Put It Away. And this episode is very important because we are less than a week before Eurovision.
Yes, dear Eurovision listeners, we are very excited because this is our episode number 32. And as the rehearsals are in full mode, then what's better than getting prepared for the actual Eurovision Song Contest 2026?
And now in this episode, we're about to reveal our qualifiers for the semifinal 1 and semifinal 2. And as we see, we're super excited because we will be also accredited for this year's Eurovision 2026, and you will be having a lot of content in every channel we have. But before we proceed, let's just reveal last week's quiz because we have a lot of discussion.
Okay, yeah. Before we proceed with the reveal of the answer to last week's quiz, I would like to thank you deeply about the love and all the support you showed to the previous episode about the betting odds. Guys, you are magnificent. I truly adore you. We truly adore you.
Yeah, we do. And since Kostas' favorite about Eurovision is talking about betting odds and analyzing all about numbers and stuff, it was more than sure that he would be delighted to see your enthusiasm about this episode.
Okay, and after this proper introduction, let's move on to the reveal of the answer to last week's quiz.
So, dear Eurovision listeners, last week we discussed a bit about Armenia because in 2014 they were first in the odds with Aram MP3, but they finished fourth. Which other entry of Armenia finished fourth in the Eurovision some years before that?
Which is still their best result in Eurovision, and the answer is
2008 with Sirusho and Kele Kele. It was the fourth place in Eurovision 2008 after Russia, Ukraine, Greece, and it received the maximum 12 points from 8 countries that night. It was the maximum amount of 12 points that they received, as I remember that Russia had kind of 6 and Greece had 6, so Armenia was kind of like more, but it wasn't voted from many countries, so this is why they finished up fourth.
Still a great result, a great song, a great participation.
And we really hope to see Armenia sending that kind of songs in the future.
Put it away! But now let's move on to the real stuff of this episode.
So, we will reveal our predictions for who is going to qualify from semifinal 1 and semifinal 2 in Eurovision 2026.
Just a disclaimer here, all our predictions are truly honest and they are before we actually see the live performances of the semifinals.
And the rehearsals that we will see before the live performances.
Yes, we will see some small clips of them.
Yeah, but who can tell with the small clips? Come
exactly, yes. So, how do you want to proceed with it? We will go separately for each semi-final?
I think that we can proceed with kind of the running order, but we can mention who are the sure qualifiers from each semi-final and then who are some possible qualifiers who are kind of about to steal some places in the final. I don't know.
Okay, I totally agree with you.
Let's start and we will see how it goes. So, now we're starting from the first semi-final, which is going to be next Tuesday on the 12th of May. We're starting with Moldova. Moldova, in my opinion, is a sure qualifier. They're coming back very strong with Satoshi. He has his own fan base. We know that Moldova is not doing super well with juries, however, I think that the televote is going to boost them a lot. So I think they're surely qualifying.
I also believe the same, because the televoting will give them such a boost that Moldova is going to be surely in the grand final.
Okay. And then we have Sweden, which for me is also a sure qualifier, despite the death spot.
Yes, we discussed about this unexpected death spot for Sweden, but come on, it's Sweden, it's my system with Felicia. They won't have any problem to get through to the final.
And from what we saw also from the Reddit thread, the performance is quite elevated. I mean, how more elevated can it be after Melodifestivalen? But I'm very, very, very keen on watching it.
The next country in the running order is Croatia with Lelek and Andromeda.
I want to see them in the final. I think they're possibly qualifying. I'll put an asterisk, but yeah, I really want to see them in.
I will put 3 asterisks on them because number 3 position in the running order isn't the best one. They will perform after Sweden and before Greece, 2 of the hot favorites of this semi-final, and they have to try a lot to get through to the final. If they weren't in the same semi-final with Serbia and Montenegro, it would be even more difficult for them. But let's see.
I don't know. Then it's Greece. Greece is surely qualifying.
Yeah, next song. Let's move on.
Then we have Portugal.
You didn't want to say anything else about Greece.
I mean, you stopped me. How? Come on. Don't mess with me, okay? Do you want to say something about Greece? I think that Achilles is going to dazzle everyone.
Yeah, and he will be in the grand final 100%. So, no more comments about it.
Now we have Portugal. Portugal is a difficult story. I personally don't like the song. It's the last in my top. I don't want to see it in the final, but they can always pull out the Napa card and go viral out of nowhere. So, I don't know. To me, it's a sure non-qualifier, but it could possibly steal Croatia's place.
I don't know how many Napa cards have Portugal in their pocket, but considering all the previous history for the participation of Portugal in this year's edition and how reluctant they were and how less publicity has this band, the Batidos de Cante.
I mean, they didn't even go to any of the pre-parties, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, it's like they are not very interested in promoting their participation. But Portugal is always Portugal and you can't rule them out.
Yeah.
For me, it's also a non-qualifier.
And then we have Georgia. Georgia, to me, is a possible to sure qualifier. Is mostly leaning towards qualifying. I couldn't see it out, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were out. Zikebi are super talented, the song is very nice. I expected something more, to be honest, after the teaser that we heard back then. However, I saw them in the pre-party in Amsterdam. I wasn't very delighted, I can say. I wasn't very surprised about the performance, but given the fact that the description of Reddit was very, very interesting, I think that they're most probably qualifying.
For me, it's quite the opposite. I see them missing out the final just by a short, but right now, and before having seen anything from their performance in Wiener Stadthalle, I find them really hard to qualify. Sorry for Bzikebi, they're truly lovely, all the 3 of them. Sorry guys, I hope you qualify, but it's gonna be hard.
And then, okay, Finland. I don't think we need to comment anything about this. 1000% qualifying. First in the odds. I mean, come on. How can they miss out the final?
Yeah, only DJ Bobo has missed out the final of this place.
Yeah.
But it was many years ago, different kind of story, so yeah, Finland will be in the grand final on Saturday evening.
And disclaimer here, Linda Lampenius' outfit is magnificent.
She's in her total magnificent.
Yeah,
so yeah.
I agree.
Put it away.
And then my favorite, Montenegro. Montenegro for me is a possible Q, aka qualifying. But to me, Georgia is more possible to qualify than Montenegro, unfortunately. I would die to see Tamara Zivkovic performing in the grand final. But given the history of Montenegro, I don't know how easy will that be. I'm really, really hoping and praying to the stars, to everyone, for Montenegro to qualify. For me, it's a possible qualifier, but could easily miss out to 11th or 12th place, and maybe Poland could be in their position.
For me right now, Tamara is really on the edge of qualifying. I really want her to be in the final, but given the fact that she performs right after the hot favorite, not only from the semi-final and for the whole Eurovision Song Contest, it's gonna be very difficult for her to stand out. I hope Croatia and Serbia will boost her with some points, very much needed, but for me it's a possible queue, as you said. Let's see.
And then it's Estonia, the big comeback of Vanilla Ninja after 21 years. I don't see them in the final. I cannot, with any combination, see them in the final. I don't like the song. I like them very much. They were great in the live performance at the London Eurovision party, but no.
They have revamped their song, they have probably elevated their performance, but still this song is not too epic to be true. So for me right now, Estonia is a sure non-qualifier.
Yeah.
And then we have Israel with Noam Betan and Michelle.
It will qualify. Okay, let's not fool ourselves. Israel will probably be first in the televote, most probably, if we judge from the past 2 years, and Noam Betan has a place in final.
Yes, I think the same. Israel will go to the final for sure. But that's not the thing with Belgium and Ensila and her song Dancing on the Ice.
Do you think that she can qualify over Montenegro or Croatia?
Difficult question. I don't know what to answer because Ensila has really given some great performances in the pre-parties, but right now I don't think these are enough for her to make them qualify.
I mean, Belgium didn't qualify 2 years ago that they were in the top 10 of the odds. They didn't qualify last year that they were at the top 10 of the odds. And this year that they're not doing very well, I don't know how they can qualify. Could potentially be, 9th or 10th, but then it would be such a shame for Montenegro or for Croatia, or even for Georgia to stay out of the final, for Belgium to qualify. That's my opinion, but yeah, you might not share it, but yeah.
Esila has still got some chances, but right now, for me, they're not too many. On the contrary, Leon Sika with Solo Kiromas, I think he will have a spot for Lithuania in the grand final.
Me too. It's a possible to sure qualifier for me. I cannot see it being left out. I like the song, I like the vibe, not like last year or the year before that I like Lithuania's performances more, but still I can see it in the final. And Lithuania has a lot of diaspora that they're voting for them, so...
Yeah, but Ireland and Iceland are not participating this year, so Lithuania will have some less diaspora, but still his performance is a distinguished one, so yeah.
I agree.
What do you think about San Marino and Zenit with Superstar?
Don't forget Boy George.
Oh yeah, with Zenit featuring Boy George and Superstar.
In my top, it's not in the top 10. I don't see it qualifying either. And I don't know, I think that San Marino has to shift a bit the formula that they're selecting their song, the singers that they're going to Eurovision. It's not always like last year that they qualified 10th, but I really don't know. I don't think that they will be in the final, to be honest. And if I see that San Marino is in and Croatia is out, then I will be like, something went terribly wrong here.
I can see San Marino doing well with the televoting because of Boy George and how beloved is Zenit among the Eurofans, but I don't believe that the juries will vote for such a song and have it quite high, so in general they will qualify. For me, Right now, it's a non-qualifier.
And then Poland with Alicia and Prey. So Poland is kind of a story on its own because I've seen that, okay, Poland has a huge diaspora, but whenever they truly like the song, they always vote for it. If you think about Justyna Steczkowska last year, if you think about Blanca with Solo, I mean, they voted massively for this, and it was deserved in my opinion. But this year about Alicia, I don't know. I don't know really how it can qualify. I can see it. I mean, to me, it has more chances to qualify over Belgium or San Marino or Estonia or Portugal, as a matter of fact. But I wouldn't like to see it qualifying over Montenegro or Croatia or Georgia or Lithuania.
I don't know what to say. For me, Poland this year is a big mystery. I would like to see Alicia in the grand final. Pray is not my favorite song, but it would be the last qualifier in this semi-final. Right now, it's on the borderline, and my opinion lies to non-qualifying.
Okay.
But still, Poland has its chances.
And then last but not least, we have Serbia. That for me is possible to sure qualifier. It's the one that it stands out from every other song of Eurovision 2026, and I think that a lot of hard rock metal fans will support it. And the fan base in Serbia is huge, and those guys receive a lot of support from their country, and this is incredible.
Exactly, they perform last. It's very hard for them not to qualify. I don't think this is the issue this year. Serbia will be in the grand finale and they totally deserve it.
And that was it for semi-final 1. We have Moldova, Sweden, Greece, Finland and Israel sure qualifiers. We have Lithuania, Serbia, 2 possible and sure qualifiers. We also have Montenegro with Georgia and Croatia kind of qualifying, but then we could see maybe Belgium stealing someone's place, or Portugal stealing someone's place, or Poland. The rest, I don't think so.
So probably we will have 8 sure qualifiers and 2 spots will be on thin ice.
Put it away.
And now let's move on to semi-final 2.
Semi-final 2, where everything is unpredictable.
It really is.
I think it was the first time that I was so in pain deciding who are my qualifiers. Who do I think will qualify, just to correct myself. So we start with Bulgaria, with a huge comeback with Dara and Bangaranga. To me, it's a sure qualifier. I don't see it missing out the final.
Yes, me too. I believe that Dara has a sure spot in the grand final for Bulgaria. Bulgaria makes its comeback since 2022 and they will be in the grand final for sure.
And then we have Azerbaijan. And I don't think that Azerbaijan has any chance whatsoever to qualify. Pulling the Don's card, you know, Latvia 2024, that nobody thought that Don's qualifies and then he qualified all of a sudden. Well,
Yes.
not all of a sudden, I love the song, but in any case. I don't see Azerbaijan with any combination in the final.
Maybe also the Azeri delegation know that their chances of qualifying are quite low. Let's see if we have a very surprising moment in semi-final 2.
Yeah, that would be super surprising.
What won't be a surprise, I think, it's Romania make it to the final.
Yeah, it will.
Yes.
Easily.
Alexandra Kapetanescu with Choke Me will have their spot in the grand final, and I think that all the 3 countries that return this year will be in the grand final.
Me too. Look at that.
Nice comebacks.
Yeah, good job, guys. Okay, let's put an asterisk for Luxembourg because I'd like to mention it later on. Can we skip it and go to Czechia?
Okay, I don't get it, but yeah, let's move to Czechia.
So Czechia for me is possible to sure qualifier mostly because it's going to appeal to the juries. I cannot see him doing very well in the public. And Czechia is kind of a jury-friendly country. So I can see Daniel Ziska doing this crossroads very well. He's an excellent performer, but the song doesn't do anything to me.
I can see Czechia being Switzerland or Azerbaijan from Eurovision 2022, and this is the reason that they will qualify. They will do very, very well in the jury voting, but I don't think that the televoting will be strong enough.
Then it's Armenia. But please, let's put another asterisk here for Armenia and mention it a bit later, just like Luxembourg.
So many asterisks in this semi-final.
I know.
Okay.
I'll explain to you later.
Okay, yeah. And then it's Switzerland.
Another asterisk here, and thank you.
I was sure about it. Okay. And now let's move on to Cyprus with Antigone and Jala.
Okay, Jala is qualifying. Guys, come on. It is qualifying.
Okay, I see the pattern here with all these asterisks.
Good, thanks.
Yeah.
You got it.
Just to mention, I can easily see Cyprus qualifying. Yeah.
I can see it scoring top 10 in the final.
Yeah, sure. Antigone deserves it totally. Cyprus deserve it totally. So they will need to have a place in the grand final.
Yes.
And then we have Latvia.
Asterisk?
Okay. Denmark?
No, here not asterisk, because Denmark also is qualifying for sure. I mean, we saw Soren in Dansk Melody Grand Prix. He was incredible. He is going to take everything that he did there and he's going to magnify it in the Vienna stage, and the result is going to be out of this world. So Denmark has a place in the final, and I would say a place in the top 5 of Eurovision 2026.
I would say a place in the top 10, just to be more secure. But yeah, Denmark will be in the grand final.
And then it's Australia.
No asterisks, I think.
Yeah, okay, Delta Goodrem is qualifying and in my opinion is winning also the juries. I don't know if it's gonna win the semi-final because of the, I don't know how well it can do in the televote. That's a mystery to me, but yeah, the juries is going to push Australia so much this year. Deservedly so, but in any case, they will still be pushed.
And what about Ukraine and Leleka with Rhythm?
It will qualify. We're talking about Ukraine. If they managed to qualify last year with a song that I didn't like at all, I'm sorry, but I didn't like it at all. Rhythm, I like it a bit more than last year. They're qualifying 100% as well.
But if they won their semi-final last year with a song that you didn't like at all, maybe they will win as well this year with a song that you like a little bit more.
This year we have the juries as well, and I don't know if the juries are going to treat well Ukraine.
And then we have another asterisk?
Is it Malta now?
No, it's Albania with Alice and Nan.
Yes.
Yes, I was sure about it. And then we have Malta with Aidan and Bella.
Now we don't have an asterisk, because in my opinion, it's going to qualify, possible to sure qualifier, mainly because of the juries. We know that Malta is very much loved by the juries. Aidan deserves it 100%. But I think they're going to get this extra little push and they're going to be in the final. I don't know how the public is going to vote for them because Malta has this kind of reputation that they're doing excellent in the juries and then the people don't treat them super well. But yeah, I think Aidan is qualifying.
Yeah, I can't add anything more. I totally agree that Malta will be in the grand final and Aidan totally deserves it. But what about the last asterisk of this semi-final?
Okay, since now we arrived in the number 15 of the second semi-final, which is Norway. Let's take it from the beginning and let's see that Bulgaria, Romania, Czechia, Cyprus, Denmark, Australia, Ukraine, and Malta are our 8 qualifiers, let's say. And then we have 2 positions. And it's between Albania, Norway, Armenia, Switzerland, and Latvia that I didn't comment deliberately because I really don't know who is going to qualify. Oh, and I forgot Luxembourg, and Luxembourg is also in.
Yes, it was our first asterisk.
Yeah, so from this semi-final we have a sure non-qualifier, which is Azerbaijan. We have 8 qualifiers that To be fair, I'm not exactly 100% sure that they're all qualifying, but still I want to believe that they will be. And then you have those 6 countries that they will fight for 2 places.
Okay, but we can't leave the semi-final 2 like this.
No, we won't.
You have to choose 2 countries. I will choose as well 2 countries, and let's see who predicts them right.
Okay. I will choose Albania and Switzerland.
Ah, come on. I would like.
You had the same?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Exactly the same.
Okay. Listen, I can see Norway also qualifying because they're performing last. But the appeal of the song is not very big, and Norway never does well with the juries, or like almost never. But I mean, they had Alessandra Melle like out of the top 15. They had Kano out of the top 15, and then Kano won the public, and Alessandra was 3rd in the public. So you see the huge difference.
I think that the juries this year will play the reverse Uno card on Norway. And they will rank them higher than the televoting.
Okay.
And it's going to be a pity for Jonas Löw.
And it's gonna be a sure non-qualification if they do that.
Yeah,
Maybe.
probably, who knows.
Armenia, on the other hand, I really don't know how Simon's song is gonna do, because I thought in the beginning that they would have some hype, but I don't see the song anywhere.
Yes, me as well, it's not my cup of tea. I'm not quite convinced that what Simon will present on stage will appeal to everyone. I really find it very difficult for Armenia to qualify in the grand final. And for the Luxembourg, Mother Nature from Eva Maria, I would say that it gives me like a party in the sky vibes. It's very cute. She's very cute, but in the end,
It stays there.
yeah, something like this.
Okay, and for Latvia, I don't know. She can do extremely well in the juries, but really bad in the televote. Or if we think that Automatas last year they were 2nd in the semi-final, surpassing Erika Wickman, surpassing Mirjana Conte, surpassing a lot of fan favorites, I don't know.
Yes, and thinking that Latvia has not any other Baltic country in their semi-final,
That's also true.
yeah, it's gonna be very difficult for them for the televoting results.
But in any case, I think that Albania and Switzerland can qualify from both categories. Albania can gather all the Albanian diaspora, plus Alice has an incredible voice, and he's always performing his song even better than the previous time at every pre-party that he attended. So I really see him qualifying. Maybe easier than we thought. But I had to put an asterisk, because I think that Aidan is qualifying easier than Alice. I want to see both in the final? Yes, I do. Is it possible? I'm not very sure. I tend to say yes, but I'm not 100% sure. And about Switzerland, I like Alice. Kostas likes Alice more than I do. Can they appeal to the public? I'm not sure. Can they appeal to the juries? Sure.
Will they make it to the final? Not so sure, but right now they're in a good position.
I think it's more sure than the other countries that we discussed in the asterisk.
Yes, but there are too many asterisks, so you can easily all understand how open this semi-final 2 is.
And I'm very, very, very sure that even if we have predicted our qualifiers, then something is going to go completely wrong, and we're going to see countries that we don't wait, apart from Azerbaijan, okay, that will be qualifying to the final.
Okay, I wouldn't be so much surprised, but if I see, for example, Armenia make it to the final, I would be definitely sure that one country that I personally would like it to be to the grand final, they have missed out.
Yes, but then I wouldn't be so surprised if Armenia qualified as I would be surprised if Luxembourg qualified. And then which country you're leaving out?
It's a very difficult quiz.
I know. It's a very difficult, I think, crossroad, as we might say. But yeah, I think that we should wrap it up here.
Yes,
No?
we shouldn't go more deep inside, but we would like you, dear listeners, to comment on our social media accounts which are your 10 qualifiers from each semifinal.
Yes, please do, because we're kind of torn here. You see, we have kind of similar opinions, however, it's kind of difficult to predict. So before we wrap this episode up, let's move on to this week's quiz. Or not.
Put it away.
I would say not, because the next week is Eurovision week, and our episode is gonna be a special one, because we will be in Vienna, as we told you in the beginning of this episode. We will be accredited and we will keep you updated about all the news and the developments of Eurovision 2026.
On top of that, we will be throwing some very interesting reaction videos when it comes to the semifinal qualifiers, to the rehearsals that we will be seeing, and of course, you will see some vidcasts instead of podcasts. So you understand how exciting that is. At least for me.
For me, it's not so much, but okay.
And you understand that at this point you have to follow us on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on Amazon Music, on YouTube. You can be sure that we will update you on every social media, on every digital platform. We will be having daily videos, daily talks with you, and we're very much looking forward to your comments and your interaction with us.
So that's all, folks. The show is over, the points are counted. Until Eurovision week, don't forget to
Put it away.